Okay, so make sure that the data, the lenses are same for each column. Okay, once you have this, just have this is, you can just scroll by the name only, because we delete the original data, will not need it anymore after that, because we are dealing with a change only. Okay, so you can just or copy paste, it's up to you. And then once I have this, I save as, so I can make it in my computer just in case you need it later. So this is Israel data analysis. Okay. Now I don't want the original data, which is price indexes A. I don't need dates, so I have to delete dates. Delete it now, and the other one here, don't need it anymore. And then I don't need the original. As you can see, that one, that one, that one, that one, I don't need it. But if I delete it now, I will lose the data, as you can see. So before deleting that, you can just take copy of all data you have. Just do it at once, copy, and then stand the first cell and right click and say paste special, and then click values, and then say OK. Now I can delete the original data with no problem for me. So I can delete the original data. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. So now you can see I have two rows are empty. Now I delete it as well. Okay, so now my data started from 15th of January 2004 until 15th of December 2011. Okay, what I have now, I have market index, I have exchange rate, and then I don't have interest rate for this country now, but you can, if you want, you can have it. And then I have companies, as you can see, company names, and this is stock return. This is stock return now. Okay, so what I will save it in a new name. This is one, and then you have to close it first before doing any analysis. Okay, you have to, the original file, we don't need it. Okay, so I go the university website, all programs, and then I go up here to find university softwares, and it is by alphabetical here. You can see S, and then write to spss S19, and then click OK. Okay, you have to follow me. This is last chance for you. I don't have to say this to you. This is your work, but I'm trying to help you as much as I can. Okay. So if the problem sometimes you may not have the spss installed in the computer, you have to renew it. So it is coming. It takes some time. I don't need this Excel anymore. I do need my email as well. Yes. And then once you have this, say OK. And then you have to open the Excel sheet you saved it before. The Excel, you can see if I save in my folder here, I can't see it because the extension here is statistics SPSS. We save it as Excel. So you have to change the extension to be Excel. You are lucky because in last year we couldn't open SPS, we couldn't open Excel 2010. You have to save your data based on Excel 1997, even if you have 2010. Anyway, this is not the issue now. We can open now. This is my data. Okay, data analysis 1. I save it last file. Okay, so I say open it, and then say OK. And then you'll find out the data exactly similar to Excel. Exactly. You can do the same analysis using Excel. But the issue for Excel, you have every time you highlight each company, so it takes a time from you. But for SBS, you just tick or click on the arrow to say which company you want to get the return, okay, or to do the regression. Now what you need to do is just to go analyze, and then regression, and then write to linear. So analyze, regression, and then linear, okay, and then say okay. Now, as you can see, this is Windows. You can, if you have 1,000 companies, all of them will be listed here. Okay. So what you have here, you have dependent variable, and then we have independent. Our equation, our model is what? Stock return in the left-hand side equal alpha plus b exchange rate, market return. This is for MSC finance, and then interest rate for MBM. So the difference between this and that. But anyway, you have two sides. Dependent, which is y, independent, which are x's. The dependent one is our company stock return. Our company's stock return. So you can't have more than one dependent in one time. So the dependent here only one variable, which means that one company every time. So if you have 100 companies, you have to have 100 times running. And then if you have for MSCC exchange rate change and the market return index change, you leave it here, you keep it all the time. You don't have to change it anymore. Just move it here and leave it. And you only change this side. It's just company 1, okay. Go back, company 2, okay. Then go back, company 3, okay. And leave this as fixed for you. I will show it to you. I have not only few companies here, you can do it. Okay, but if you have 100,000 companies, you can do it by the same way. Okay? So now, what is our dependent? It's company stock return. This is company 1, company 2, company 3, company 4, company 5. Assuming we have 5 companies. And this is market return, and this is exchange rate. You can see exchange rate here, the shekel to euro, as you can see here. Shekel to euro. This is our independent, and market return as independent as well, which is market return index. Okay, and then each of these 5 companies are dependent, but you can't take the 5 together. So you have to do one company by one company. So what I am going to do, just move company 1 here. That's it. Just to move it in Excel, exactly the same, but you have to highlight the whole column for company 1. And then you have to highlight all column for exchange rate, and then all column for market return. Here we can just take, you can just control and to highlight all what you have. So for example, in MSCC, you have to highlight these 2 variables. For MBM, in model number 2, you have to add one more variable here, which is interest rate. So you can just highlight it together and then move it here. So once you move it here, you can say, okay, this is for company 1, and then go back, take this company out, put company 2, and say okay, and then go back, and so on. So whatever, how many companies you have. Once you say okay, you will have 4 tables. I'm not going now to explain the tables for you because this is your job, okay? But if you stop, you can come back to me and I will not answer to you because this is your assignment, okay? So you can see this is the tables you will have, okay? This is the most important table, that one, because it tells you betas. This is beta 1, this is beta for market return, and this is beta for exchange rate, and this is actually the significance. You can see both of them are not significant in this case, in this company, are not significant. Okay? And then you may need to have to explain as a collectively. I mean, you don't have to explain company by company. Okay? If you have, say, your sample is 100 companies, and you find out 20% of them have significant exposure, you just comment in this 20%. If you have 80% are not significant, you just comment in 80%. You don't have to go through company by company, but you have to present the data for company by company in one table. You can summarize the whole data, the whole results in one table. You don't have to, in the assignment, for example, in South Africa, we find out 400 companies. It means 400 times 3 tables. It means 1,200 tables you give it me as appendix is not acceptable at all. You just to summarize this in one table. If I have some doubt, I would ask you to show me the original table, but I will not. Okay, because I trust you. Okay, so you just need. I will show you later. Excuse me. I will show you later how to summarize the companies in one table. If you have 100 companies, you will have table of 100 companies, just one table. You can do it in Excel better, and then you can copy to Word. Okay. So once I will come to any question. So once you have this, you just do the analysis in one sheet, in one file, here, spss. So once you have done company 1, go back, go up, you can see, analyze, and then regression, and then linear. Take company 1 out and put company number 2 in, and then say okay. And then go analyze, regression, linear, take company 2 out, put company number 3 in, and then say okay, and so on. And then once you finish, you save all in one file. You will have all companies in one file. You don't have to do file by file, file by file. If you have 200 companies, you have 200 files. It's not logic. So you save it all on one file. Even if you run this model today for 100 companies and you still have one company later, once you come later, you just open the same file and continue and save in same file. You don't have to do it in 2 files or 3 files. Is no point. Okay. So once you have done, you can save as, and also to make it easier for you, you can export to this spss. If you can't open spss at home, if you want to work at this file at home, you don't have spss at home, you can export this file to Excel, and then you can open it at home easily for you. Okay, so once you finish, you say export, and then you can export it as Word document or Excel. I recommend you to export it as Excel because it's more flexible to you to do any change, but no manipulation, you know. So you just go up here, the first one here, you say Excel. Okay, and then save it wherever you like. Okay, you can save it in USB or whatever. Okay, and say this is data analysis or my analysis or whatever. Okay, and then say save. Okay, and say okay. So it means that the data will be, the analysis will be automatically exported to as Excel sheets. You can open it later as Excel at home, at work, at station, wherever you are. Otherwise, you have to have spss every time you want to open the file. Okay, if you don't have it in your laptop at home, for example, and then you can go. Yes, you can see now I exported to Excel, so I can see it in Excel. Okay, so it's easy now to copy paste whatever you want from this data. What we need only, as I said before, you need that table is the most important table for each company. That table, you need beta. You can see this one and that one. So I highlighted here, and then you need significance here. So I highlighted this too. You may need that one, adjusted R square, and if statistics. And then if you have 100 companies, what you need, just come in any file, or you may want to open a new sheet, or you open sheet in same file, and say companies, make file like this, companies, and you have 100 companies, for example, whatever, how many companies you have, so you just, whatever, okay, and then what we have first, you can have adjusted R square, if you want, but I want you to make sure you don't have negative